Peace comes from within. Don't seek it outside. Have you ever felt like you're racing through life, constantly trying to find peace in everything around you? Have you ever thought that if only you had a more stable job, a better relationship, or a perfect vacation, all your worries would disappear? Most of us believe that happiness and peace depend on our external circumstances. But what if there was another way, a path to find peace from within ourselves? Welcome to Life Lessons. In today's video, we want to share with you the message of peace comes from within. Don't seek it outside. This video will guide you in exploring the Buddhist philosophy of inner peace, a state that nothing external can truly provide. Only when you look deep within yourself, accepting and freeing yourself from mental attachments, can you reach authentic peace. Let's explore this together. Inner peace is not just an abstract philosophical concept, it's a real state of being that anyone can attain. In Buddhism, inner peace is seen as the ultimate goal of life, as it is the only way to liberate ourselves from the cycle of suffering. Life is full of changes, highs and lows, successes and failures, all of which are impermanent. Buddha once taught, all things are impermanent, all emotions are without self. Therefore, do not seek peace in impermanent things. The purpose of seeking peace within is not just to alleviate daily stress or worry. In truth, inner peace holds a far greater meaning. It is a return to one's true self, a pure, authentic nature unaffected by external forces. Buddhism calls this state nirvana, a state of complete freedom, untouched by suffering or craving. When we look deeply into the nature of any emotion or thought, we realize they are merely temporary waves in the ocean of the mind. They come and go, nothing remains forever. If we place our happiness and peace in these fleeting feelings, insecurity and suffering will always accompany us. Buddha advised, do not cling to what is impermanent. When things come, accept them calmly, when they go, let them leave gently. This means that inner peace doesn't depend on what we have or don't have in our surroundings, but rather on how we face and accept every event in life. When we can let go of attachments, obsessions, and unrealistic expectations, the soul becomes naturally free and tranquil. Inner peace is the result of a profound awareness that we don't need to try to control or change what we cannot. Instead, let us live in harmony with the impermanent nature of life. Inner peace provides us with an invisible yet immense strength to face life's challenges. When you attain this peace, you are no longer easily shaken by trivial issues or negative emotions. You become more lucid, thoughtful in your actions, and less prone to the spirals of harmful emotions. Buddhism calls this state enlightenment, as a person who achieves true peace is one who has surpassed the traps of emotions and thoughts. For Buddhism, inner peace is also the essential foundation for wisdom and compassion. Only when your mind is still and undistracted by desires or resentment can you see things clearly. At that point, you gain a deeper understanding of yourself and others, learn to appreciate the small blessings in life, and cultivate compassion for all beings. This is the core message that the Buddha sought to convey: a heart filled with love can only arise from a peaceful soul. Thus, inner peace is not only meaningful for the individual but also radiates outward to the world. A person with a serene soul inspires others to live better lives, reducing conflicts, grudges, and competition within society. As more people achieve inner peace, society becomes more harmonious and joyful. Inner peace is the path to lasting happiness. It is a source of boundless life energy, as you won't need to rely on circumstances or others to feel complete. To attain this peace, you don't need to possess anything extraordinary. You just need to turn inward, embrace and appreciate yourself. This is the most beautiful gift we can give to ourselves. Throughout his journey of teaching, the Buddha poured his love into all beings, hoping they would find a way out of suffering and achieve true happiness. In Buddhism, every being has the potential to attain inner peace. This is not something distant or mysterious but an ever-present capacity within each person. The Buddha believed that only through one's own practice and enlightenment could a person liberate themselves from suffering. Inner peace cannot be granted by others or derived from external things, it only comes when we turn inward to ourselves. Buddhism teaches that all beings have the capacity for enlightenment, carrying within them the seeds of compassion and wisdom. The Buddha saw the suffering and restlessness that people endure because they constantly cling to external things, seeking happiness in wealth, fame, relationships, or even the approval of others. He understood that these are only temporary sources of joy, and dependence on them will only lead to suffering. The Buddha felt deep compassion for all beings, for he clearly saw the cycle of desire and attachment that ensnares people. He wished to teach that the path to true peace can only begin from within ourselves. The compassion of the Buddha is not merely empathy, it is like a guiding light that shows beings the way to free themselves from suffering. He did not want people to rely on anyone else to find peace, for anything from the outside is impermanent and can disappear. Instead, the Buddha encouraged each person to train their own mind to find and cultivate a deep peace from within. The Buddha taught that to attain inner peace, we must first have compassion for ourselves. This means accepting our imperfections and mistakes without self-criticism or forcing ourselves to be perfect. By doing so, we free the mind from negative emotions like insecurity, hatred, or jealousy. Once this compassion is nurtured, it becomes easier for us to forgive and love others without expecting anything in return. This is one of the keys to unlocking genuine peace within the soul. Buddhism also emphasizes that to achieve inner peace, we must understand and let go of the self, that attachment to notions of me and mine. Clinging to the self is the root of much suffering, for when we elevate our ego, we become vulnerable to hurt and anxiety over the words and actions of others. The Buddha taught that all things and phenomena are impermanent, ever-changing over time. By understanding this, we learn not to cling too tightly to anything, including our own self-identity. This is an essential aspect of Buddhist practice in the pursuit of inner peace. The Buddha also reminded us that true peace does not mean a life free from hardship or suffering, rather, it means learning to face and overcome these challenges with calm. Buddhism encourages us to approach all situations objectively, without judgment or attachment. The Buddha wanted beings to observe their thoughts and emotions as they are, arriving and departing, without trying to hold on to or eliminate them. In doing so, our mind becomes like a calm lake, undisturbed by external ripples. This is the state of peace that the Buddha wished for each person to experience and feel firsthand. In Buddhism, compassion and wisdom go hand in hand, like two sides of the same coin. Only with true compassion can we develop the wisdom to see the true nature of everything. And only with wisdom can we learn to extend compassion to all beings. The Buddha believed that when each person finds peace within themselves, they spread that peace to those around them, creating a better society. A heart full of love, undisturbed by greed, anger, or ignorance, is the kind of heart the Buddha wished for all beings to attain. Thus, the philosophy of inner peace is not just a way for us to find happiness for ourselves, but also to cultivate unconditional love for all. With this peace, we see others with kindness, understanding, and without judgment. We appreciate life's small moments and recognize that life itself is a precious gift. The Buddha dedicated his entire life to teaching this path, hoping that everyone might practice it and find lasting joy. To follow the Buddha's teachings and attain true peace, we can incorporate some basic practices into our daily lives. These are practical, approachable steps that help bring tranquility to our minds, allowing us to better understand ourselves and life as a whole. 1. Mindfulness in every action. Mindfulness is a practice that keeps our mind grounded in the present, focusing on each action, each thought, without being carried away by the past or future. To attain peace, we must learn to live mindfully, keeping our minds aware of each moment. When you eat, truly savor the taste. When you walk, feel each step. When you breathe, focus on each inhalation and exhalation. Practical example, at the start of a new day, spend a few minutes taking deep breaths, observing the rise and fall of your chest, feeling the air entering your body. This practice helps you stay focused on the present and steers your mind away from wandering thoughts. 2. Letting go of ego. Much of our anxiety and suffering stem from clinging to the concepts of I and mine. The Buddha taught us to understand the true nature of all things as selfless. Holding on to the ego, seeing ourselves as the center, always wanting things to go our way, only tires the mind further. Learn to view matters objectively, without identifying them with the self. Practical example: when facing criticism or failure, rather than instinctively reacting to protect your ego, try to observe the situation calmly. Recognize that others' words and actions are a reflection of them, not necessarily a measure of your own worth. 3. Practicing compassion and forgiveness. Compassion and forgiveness are core values in the Buddha's teachings. When we know how to love, share, and empathize, our minds become lighter and more open. To achieve peace, learn to forgive others and to love yourself. When you can do this, judgments, envy, and resentment dissolve, and peace settles within. Practical example: when someone causes you pain, instead of responding with anger and resentment, try to understand their circumstances and recognize they have their struggles too. Learning to forgive is an important step in freeing yourself from your own pain. 4. Meditation to purify the mind. Meditation is the shortest path to inner peace, as it helps us calm and cleanse the mind of negative thoughts. During meditation, we focus on stillness, letting go of worries and turbulent emotions, allowing the mind to become clear and pure. Practical example: spend at least 10 to 15 minutes each day meditating. Find a quiet place to sit, focus on your breathing, or repeat a mantra like Namo Amitabha Buddha to steady your mind. Over time, meditation will help you maintain lasting peace. 5. Recognizing and accepting impermanence. The Buddha taught that all things and phenomena are impermanent. Peace can only be achieved when we accept life's changes without expecting everything to go our way. When we become serene in the face of impermanence, we are no longer shocked or pained by loss, and peace naturally arises within. Practical example: when a relationship ends or something valuable is lost, remind yourself of life's impermanent nature. Appreciate what once was and be ready to embrace change. This acceptance helps the mind let go of attachments and accept life's changes gracefully. 6. Acting rightly and ethically. Buddhism teaches that every action creates karma, and that good or bad karma will return to the one who created it. To have inner peace, act ethically, distinguish between right and wrong, and keep your mind pure. When you live with sincerity, compassion, and respect for what's right, you never have to worry or regret your actions, and the mind remains peaceful. Practical example: in daily life, make an effort to do small acts of kindness, like sharing knowledge, listening to others, or helping those in need. When you live for others, you experience life's true meaning and find genuine peace. 7. Accepting and appreciating the present moment. One key to peace is knowing how to accept and appreciate the present moment. We often think that happiness and peace are things that lie in the future, but they can only be felt in the present. When we learn to appreciate the little things around us, the mind becomes light and serene. Practical example: when taking a walk in the park or spending time with loved ones, savor those moments without worrying about tomorrow or dwelling on the past. Let your mind focus only on what is happening right now. This is the simplest way to experience peace. Combining these practices gradually leads us toward achieving inner peace. It's essential to remember that peace isn't something we must search for externally, but is a natural state we can feel when we turn inward and live by the Buddha's teachings. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. We hope that these insights on the philosophy of inner peace have provided you with valuable lessons. If you find this content meaningful, please remember to click like, share the video with friends, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. We look forward to having you join us on this journey of exploring inner peace and happiness. May you always live in the peace of mind, keep your heart light and full of love. See you in the next videos, where we will continue to learn and explore the profound philosophies of life together. Goodbye, and see you soon.
Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe to the channel to continue updating the latest information.